This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's such a thrill to be here helping you with playing the guitar. It's a Theory Thursday. I love music theory. I love fretboard theory. I am delighted to bring this course to you. Now, in this lesson, we're going to look at the Lydian mode, how we play it along the fretboard. Right now with these Theory Thursday lessons, we're looking at how to play all the different modes of the major scale. And this comes off step 4 of the major scale. I've got it up here on the board, the Lydian mode. If we were to look at it sort of in an analysis mode, we've got root, a second, a third, a sharp 4, a 5, a 6, and a 7. By comparison to the major scale, it's got a sharp 4. So if we're playing the C Ionian or C major scale straight up, we have no sharps or flats. But if we were playing C Lydian, which is what we're going to be doing in this lesson, C Lydian, we'd have an F sharp. So that fourth step is sharped. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we could play this on the guitar. Now, with all the modes of the major scale, we know there's 5 positional forms, and we've been learning about that in the last few lessons. But there's 5 positional forms that fill out the entire fretboard. And those 5 forms can be used for all the modes of the major scale. We just have to start in the right place. And with this, by comparison to the major scale, we would start on step 4. We can also, though, look at this a little bit more microscopically by first taking a look at how we play one single octave of the Lydian mode, and then how we can combine 2 different versions of that major mode into these 5 positional forms. And I got a couple different ways up here on the board for us to see those 5 positional forms. So if we start over here on the right side of the board with option A, this is one way and a really great way to play the Lydian mode. I'm going to say the scale system that I'm laying out here in these lessons, from my years of playing, I've seen a lot of different ways to do things, and this I think is the best. So I'm trying to help you with the best way possible here. And we've got this first single octave form. And if I do this in C, since we're working in C, got my middle finger on the 6th string at the 8th fret, and I'll play this single octave in C. Now, as you're learning this mode, if you know how to play the major scale, it may help to just see, oh, I'm just taking step 4 and moving it 1 fret higher. Or you may just want to memorize it as its own thing. But that's one thing that I always remember, is it's just the major scale with step 4, 1 fret higher. Now, like we've done in other lessons, we can take this option right here and play that same scale form on different sets of strings or different string sets. So there I am playing it off the 6th string. I'm going to go ahead and play it with my root on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So I can transfer that 1 fret higher. Or I can transfer everything to 1 string higher. The frets will depend. Wherever I position it will change the key. I kept it in C there. If I go up to the C that is at the 10th fret of the 4th string, I can do it again. Now, when we get to the 2nd string, we know that we got to shift everything 1 fret higher. So compared to how it's written here, these notes are going to be 1 fret higher. Like that. I started the regular major scale and needed to fix that. So we've got that option, and then off the 3rd string, I can do it at the 5th fret, shift up, just like that. If I kept them in the same position but changed keys, we've got the C, or I could do it off F, or I could do it off B flat, or I could do it off E flat. I'm going to have pieces as I go higher. I could do just a bit of G. Or I've got just 2 notes on that top string. I could bring it lower, so instead of playing C from the low note to the high note, I could do the opposite way. Back that off, and it becomes G. And then I've got D. So just pieces there. But we've got that single octave form, and it's great to practice that all along the fretboard in every key on each string, or at least all the comfortable keys on a given string. Practice with that form. Then there's an alternate form. I got this alternate form over here. We're going to call it form B. If I stick my pinky then on the C that is at the 8th fret on the 6th string, I could play through this one. So we've got that nice little form there. Of course, I can take that up to the other strings. I could do it with my pinky at the 15th fret on that 5th string. Or with my pinky on the 4th string at the 10th fret. Or with my pinky, I could continue and do a partial here. If I stick my ring finger or my pinky on the C at the 5th fret of the 3rd string. I have just that little bit, and then I could stick my C, and I have just a little bit again. And then I got my C. If I stayed in the same position with that one, we'd have, and then F, and then I'd have B flat, and then of course I could continue on with just the pieces that go higher. There's E flat, I've got G now, and then C. And we could come lower. So I've got my 2 forms, and it's great to practice those individually by themselves. Now, with the 5 positional forms, the way it works is we have these 2 single octave forms, and we're just going to alternate back and forth between them. So, if we look here, I've kept these numbered the same for all the modes of the major scale in case that helps you. So when we started on the Ionian mode, our root was here, and now we're on step 4. 4, 3, 2, 1 in this mode. So if that helps you, that's the way it's drawn out on the board so that we can correlate all the modes of the major scale together. But in learning the Lydian mode, it may be helpful to actually start with the one where that low form is on the 6th string. So you can see scale form 5 down here. And we've got that single octave form A there, and then we switch to single octave form B. Of course, it's on a different string set than is written there, but we have that. And then we just have pieces on the ends of the other ones. So we just have this little piece down here and a piece up there. If you can see that, what's happening then is as we move through these forms, we're just taking everything and moving it 1 string higher. So we've got form 5 here. Everything moves 1 string higher as we come around to form 1, and we've got everything there. Then as we go to form 2, everything has been moved 1 string higher, kind of like as we move through the string sets over there. Form 3, again, 1 string higher. Form 4, again, 1 string higher, and then we're back to form 5. And then they stack up next to each other, going 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, and then it comes back to 1 again. So let me just demonstrate these, playing these in a given key as we move through them. So if we're in the key of C, like we said that we are, if I start there with my middle finger at the 8th fret of the 6th string, we'd have. As we come around to form 1, my middle finger's at the 5th fret, or on the 5th string at the 3rd fret. And then as we come higher, my middle finger is at the 10th fret of the 4th string. And then as we come higher, my middle finger is going to be at the 5th fret of the 3rd string. And then as we come higher, my middle finger is going to be at the 13th fret on that 2nd string. Just like that, and we have all 5 modes. Now if we look at how they're stacked up next to each other, if we start with C, so we've worked with 1 sharp this entire time as we work these different modes. We did G Ionian, we did A Dorian, we did B Phrygian, now we're doing C Lydian. So if we get the C there, we would start out here in 2nd position, meaning that my middle finger is at that 3rd fret for C on the 5th string, and we'd have. And then as we left our pinky there at the 5th fret on that 3rd string, that's where our middle finger would then go as we move up to form 3. So there I would have. just like that. Then where my pinky cut that C on the top string and the bottom string, I'm going to put my middle finger there, and we'd have at the 8th fret, form 5. Just like that. And then as we continue where our ring finger, our pinky, caught form 10 on the fret 10 on the 4th string, now we'd have our middle finger there with form 2. And then where we had our pinky at that 13th fret on the 2nd string, we would have our middle finger. We could also use our pinky at the 15th fret on the 5th string if I start from there. I've got it, and then I could circle back around with my middle finger on that 15th fret for that C at there to play form 1. So that's how it works. Now with a lot of these, we've looked at the arpeggios. We could use a major 7th arpeggio with this one, root 3, 5, 7, or even the major 6, root 3, 5, 6, the same way that we used with the major scale. So I'm not going to explain that arpeggio because I did it in the lesson on the Ionian mode or the major scale where we went over all the modes a little bit. So in that introductory one. So you can check that one out if you want to work that arpeggio with it. The Lydian mode we love for that sharp 4 sound. We want to change up our major scale. That's really where we use it when we're improvising or composing. So, hope that helps with the Lydian mode. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look at the Mixolydian mode as we move through these modes of the major scale. Of course, these lessons will come out on Thursdays. We got other lessons coming out each week, improvisation in the pop, rock, and blues styles. We got jazz lessons, and there's over 1,000 videos on the channel already. So lots of great ways to get help there. Of course, there's the method books. There's the new theory and technique book that will be out very, very soon, which has all these modes and many, many more. Lots of techniques, lots of theory helping us understand the guitar and how to play it, how to create those techniques that we need to play the different music. So that's a great one. We got the method books, lots of lessons, lots of ways to get help. Keep having fun, take care, and we'll see you again.
If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.